Hi everyone, I'm Маші Єфросиніної and again from the Public Forum of NATO, our favorite YouTube studio. And when women appears in my studio, I'm always smiling, especially when I know these women and I even okay with her name, Тордіс Колбрун Рейкфьорд.
Wow, well done. That's extremely well done.
We met once, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iceland. Hi, I'm happy to see you again. Last time we met in Munich Security Conference.
Right.
It is still war in Ukraine, but this summit is very important for our country, and I want your analysis of the first day, your assess about what's going on, your feelings and emotions, because you are for Ukraine, and we can see that, I can feel it.
Well, it is true. I mean, this summit is historic and extremely important, and the big message is the continued support for Ukraine, obviously, and that is important. Regarding Ukraine's membership, which is of course very high on the agenda and quite a challenging discussion. My point is very clear. I mean, Ukraine belongs in NATO, not for Ukraine's sake only, but for NATO's sake as well, and for the alliance and for all its member states and for Europe and for the freedom of European citizens. And what I think Ukraine really deserves is clear answers and a clear path to become a member. I look at these decisions here as a step on that path. And what I think we need to understand is the reality of the Ukrainian people. I know we say we understand it, but I think it's extremely difficult to truly understand it. And I think we put a lot of pressure on the Ukrainian people. I mean, we say, I mean, you have to be thankful, you have to be polite, you can't be too angry, you have to do all these reforms. And I know that you're not doing the reforms because we're asking you to. It's because you already made a decision where you're going. So again, this is an important summit. The support needs to be there. But what I, just find, what amazes me every day is how you cope, how you handle everyday life.
Our discussions inside. We are here in the public forum, but you have summit there, some building there where nobody can access. Are there discussions are tense or just very political? What can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
A lot of discussions, bilaterally, people to people, and the meetings. But the most important thing is a very clear, continued support to Ukraine. The promise on finishing the ratification regarding Sweden becoming a member, which is also an important. The regional plans, also, So I would say that I mean, of course, it's politics, and politics are, it's all kinds. But I think the main message is strong, strong signal, strong unity, and that's the most important thing.
When I saw you on television in our News Ukrainian that you were visiting Kyiv, visiting President Zelensky, and of course he brought you to Borodyanka and Bucha, two places. I call them the places when we all died, because that was the first picture of the terroristic war opened to us. We met with you on Munich conference, and you talked about war in the words from news you could see. But when you were there, exactly there, and could see everything by your eyes, did anything change in you according to this war personally?
Of course, these kind of experiences have an effect on you. And I try to, understand, but I don't think you can truly do so unless you're, there and it happens to you or your loved ones. What it made, the effect it had on me was you are more determined to do what you can in a privileged position like I am in, to assist, to do whatever is possible. And what I think is important for us in a position like I'm in, to understand, and not understand, maybe to realize and handle, is that to do what it takes means that it's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have the feeling that, like, you know, what we're doing should somehow be comfortable. It can't be. You know, if it's comfortable, you're not doing enough. And I know this is extremely complicated for many, and you have different kind of, you know, societies and challenges. But the effect it had on me was that I'm determined to do what I can in my position on behalf of my country, but also just as a person. But the effect was also how determined the individuals there were to rebuild, to think of the future and say, you know, this, you don't take these this history from these towns, but we also have a future, and we're going to be strong. And this, you know, these towns are going to be full of life and full of happiness and prosperity and a bright future. And that's also something that, you know, you take, you take with you.
On the 23rd of March, the Icelandic Parliament recognized the Holodomor of the last century as a genocide of the Ukrainian people. Why was it so essential for you to do this? Well,
first of all, because it happened, and the recognition is important. The Ukrainian people and politicians, you know, when they say something is very important to them, I try to listen and I try to understand why. And at the time, you know, this was in March, and when we were working on it was even earlier. We knew, you know, the winter was coming. We knew about the threats regarding the energy and you know, paralyzing the critical infrastructure and what effect it could have on people. So you could relate a bit, and then it's a matter of recognition. I mean, to recognize what happened matters. It matters to the current times. It also matters to regarding the past. And I mean, it's a human thing to be recognized and to get a recognition when something happens to you, to your nation, to your loved ones, to your, you know, grandmothers or grandfathers, etc. So it was very important, and I was extremely proud to see, you know, it had each and every parliamentarian in Iceland said yes and supported this. So to see the, you know, on the wall only green signs and no red signs was a very good thing. And I'm proud of the way the Icelandic people, you know, support Ukraine and see it, and they truly want that we continue to support in every way we can.
I'm very happy to hear this. Today, the second day. My feelings are these 2 days differ a lot. I don't know why. Maybe energetically, because that day, the day of yesterday was so stressful, so much chaos, running here, running everybody. Today is more calm, and like everybody's waiting for. Maybe it's my feeling, but what do you exactly wait from today, the last day of summit?
Well, of course, I mean, the outcome, and the outcome being public on what we decided on. And of course, I mean, Zelensky's here, and he will address us later. So I look forward to listening to that. I agree with you that this day is starting a bit differently. I just hope and I believe that we will make the decision that show courage, because we need to, and that we should learn from history. You always have skeptical voices on many fronts. I mean, we're here in Lithuania. Iceland was the first country to recognize the regained independence at the time. And when they joined, I mean, they joined NATO, they joined EU. And I'm not comparing, these countries, but I'm just saying, people thought that there were, voices of doubt. Who were we provoking? Is it too risky? Is it too soon? Is it too big? When we look back, I think these decisions have, they were quite strong and they were the right ones. Not because everyone agreed at the time, not because the majority thought it was, the right thing to do or very comfortable. But we did it, and all the decisions we're making now in these historic times and challenging times, where we don't know if it's going to be much worse before it gets better, or if we'll be, on the right track soon. I think it's important to try to measure and think, how will these decisions look like in 30 years?
It's interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really waiting for you in Kyiv in peaceful times.
Yes.
I have so many things to show you, good things. Yeah. We have perfect earrings.
I'm
masterpieces of Ukrainian snow.
I went to Odessa the other day, and my first thought was, I can't wait to bring my family here as a tourist to explore. And
let me be your master of excursion through Kyiv and Odessa. Thank you so much, Тордіс, and take care. Waiting for you in Ukraine after victory. See you soon, guys.